meeting of the Novi Library Board to order and ask you all to join me in saying the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, and I will ask our secretary to please call the roll.
Okay. Trustee Bartlett.
Here.
Trustee Burke.
Here.
Trustee Crawford.
Here.
Trustee Dooley's here. Trustee Helvangus.
Here.
Trustee Goalapu.
Here.
Trustee Stirring is absent excused. Student Representative Demore.
Here.
And Student Representative Doadwala is absent excused.
Okay, well, our industrious president will be back with us in March, so he's probably enjoying warm weather like we have,
And no
right?
snow.
So we hope he brings it back with him. That's what we're hoping. So you all had a chance to look at the agenda, and I will entertain a motion to approve the agenda as printed.
So moved.
Okay, second? Do we have a second?
Second.
Okay, I have a second. Brian? All right, any discussion? Seeing none, the agenda is approved. Move on to the consent agenda. Motion to approve.
Oh, do we have to do our roll call vote or no? For the agenda?
Oh, yes.
Just
roll
checking.
call. Oh,
Just
my
checking.
Yeah,
Okay.
go.
All right, I'll
And
do.
there is a detail about the president's report with Mark's name there. Does that matter? Just that he's absent, so you take over? I don't know if that needs to change.
Okay.
Okay, gotcha.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, roll call. As amended, right?
Okay, as amended. Trustee Burke.
Yes.
Trustee Crawford.
Yes.
Trustee Dooley says yes. Trustee Helvangus.
Yes.
Trustee Goalapu.
Yes.
And Trustee Bartlett.
Yes.
Motion carries 6-0.
Okay. I was so anxious to move on. That's probably part of the problem, so. Consent agenda, I'll ask for a motion to approve.
So moved. I'll go second.
Okay, and we have a second. A motion and a second. Discussion? Seeing none, please call the roll.
Trustee Crawford.
Yes.
Trustee Dooley says yes. Trustee Helvangus.
Yes.
Trustee Goalapu.
Yes.
Trustee Bartlett.
Yes.
Trustee Burke.
Yes.
Motion carries 6-0.
Okay, we don't have any presentations this evening, but we'll go on with public comment. In order to hear all citizens' comments at a reasonable hour, the library board requests that the speakers respect the 3-minute time limit. This is not a question and answer session. However, it's an opportunity to voice your thoughts with the library board. Citizens must state their first, last name, and address. How many would like to come forward? Nope. Guess we don't have anyone coming forward, so. Okay, moving along to reports. Student representatives report.
For our January 2025 Library Board Student Rep Report. As for tween and teen library programs, the No Required Reading Book Club program was held on January 9th. Taking a break from reading for school, this book club is just for teens. Each month we will pick a new to read and then come together to discuss our and feelings about the book. Unfortunately, the attendance for this event was only 1. The Novi Chess Club program was held on January 16th and 23rd. This event provides an opportunity for teens and tweens to participate in games, learn about chess, and sharpen their skills. Attendance was 23 and 22. The Element Jar Necklace program was held on January 21st. Tweens joined us in making unique necklaces to represent the Earth, Sun, Moon, and Sky. Our attendance was 5. The Tween Grab and Go kit for the Lunar New Year theme distribution was held on January 24th. Patrons stopped by the library beginning at 10 a.m. to pick up a Tween Grab and Go kit. Kits were available on a first-come, first-served basis, and while supplies lasted. There was a limit of 1 kit per child. The attendance was 96. The sewing machine demo program was held on January 25th. Patrons could drop by the IQ to try out our new Brother XM2701 sewing machines. Patrons tested out simple stitches and left with their own make-and-take fabric bookmark. Attendance for this event was 16. During January of 2025, there were a total of 670 patrons who visited TeenSpace. The total weekly stats for TeenSpace are as follows. For the first week, 0 attendees. That was still during winter break. From the January 6th to the 10th, 172 attendees. From January 13th to 17th, 224 attendees. From the 20th to 24th, 45 attendees. And from the 27th to 31st, 229 attendees. TeenSpace was not in session for the following dates for winter break. And then January 17th for Novi High School early dismissal. January 20th, Novi Library was closed for the MLK holiday. And from the 21st to 22nd, Novi High School was closed due to the extreme cold temperatures. On January 24th, there were some staffing issues, so we did not host Teen Space on Fridays when a Teen Advisory Board meeting was held. The fifth TAB meeting of the year was held on January 24th. During this meeting, TAB members worked on a community service project by putting their craft skills to use to help shelter animals. Using 2 pieces of felt and some scissors, members created tie blankets to give to a local humane society. Members were able to catch up with each other while making many blankets. This meeting was a fun, heartwarming way to give back to our furry friends. It was a great way to ring in the new year, and TAB hopes to do similar activities in the future. And pictured below is some of our members making blankets. In terms of upcoming programs, Teen Space will be held every Monday through Friday from 2:45 to 5 p.m. Club Half-Blood will be held on March 6th, 6:30 to 8 p.m. No Required Reading Book Club for high schoolers will be held on March 13th, 4 to 5 p.m. The Novi Chess Club will be held on March 13th and 27th, 7 to 8 p.m. The Tween St. Patrick's Day Grab and Go Kit will be held on March 14th, starting at 10 a.m. while supplies last. Craftastic Wednesday Mini Masterpieces for the Tiny Art Show will be held on March 19th, 7 to 8:30 p.m. Teen Advisory Board meeting will be held on March 21st, 3:30 to 4:30 p.m. DIY Mason Jar Lanterns will be held on March 25th, 7 to 8 p.m. And the Sewing Machine Demo will be held on March 27th, 7 to 8:30 p.m. In terms of the January Teen Stop display, it featured Winter Wonderlands.
I have a question.
Thank you. Anyone have any comments or questions?
Yes. The weekly teen space stats, is that like total of the 5 days?
Yes, yep.
So if somebody's coming every day, 5 of those are,
We would count them every time, because it's a visit.
Yes.
okay, just curious.
Yep.
So do you know what is Club Half-Blood?
I think it's a Percy Jackson centered club. Yes, yeah. Yep.
Nice.
Good job.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
Always. I mean, I'm always amazed at how much you do in addition to all the work you're doing at school and everything. I mean, it's pretty remarkable. So,
Thank you.
thanks for all you do. Thanks.
And tomorrow they start on winter break, so enjoy your
Hooray!
weekend for a few days.
Good.
Yeah.
Well, that's good. Yeah.
Thank you.
Hope you get to go somewhere fun.
Have a good night, everybody.
You too.
Night.
Okay. Moving along then for the president's report in lieu of Mark's not being here. One thing in these dreary days of winter rather, these cold days, I hope you want some fun reading. Read through or review our annual report, because it is truly amazing when you have a chance to just digest it, the numbers and the number of people that come to our library, our wonderful library. Is absolutely amazing, and you can't even comprehend the number of checkouts that we had last year, 835,917. I mean, that is just a remarkable number when you think about it. So if you want some easy reading and something that makes you feel good in the winter, please review the annual report. And I know I mentioned it at our budget meeting about the Martin Luther King program that I attended, and I know several of you attended also. I mean, it was truly inspirational. It was so great, and I would really like to commend Gail Anderson with the library. She did a wonderful job. The music was, I always appreciate the music, but I love the beginning where Martin Luther King, some of his inspirational messages and everything. It was really great. We had a packed house for that program, and so I would encourage anybody and everybody to attend if we are doing that program again next year. And one of the other fun things that happened last Tuesday, the Historical Commission had a program, and it was a reenactor. He actually really did honestly look like Abraham Lincoln. He really did. He was real tall, and he knew so much. He must have had a photographic memory or something, because he had all these quotes and stories and everything, and he had us, the audience was really riveted on everything that he said. And he had told it in such a folksy manner that it was entertaining, but very educational as well. So anytime that we have programs like this through the Friends or through the Historical Commission or here at the library, they're without charge, they're free. We just ask for people to make a reservation by calling the library. And we're building up so that a lot of our programs are at the maximum limit. You know, they've got people, if you call, they may say, oh, I'm sorry, it's already full. But we ask that you put your name on the waiting list. The other thing I would like to tell you is if for some reason you get a cold or something, you're not going to come, please call us so that we can take someone off the wait list and have them come, because it's, we know that there's a lot of people that want to enjoy the programs, and so people are getting in the habit of calling the minute the news comes out about a program, they call and put their name in. But if a month comes by, you never know what's going to happen probably in a month's time. So if you can't come, and the next Historical Commission program is going to be on March 20th, and it's about the history of Detroit's Belle Isle. And we have a historian that's going to speak about that, and I'm sure that everyone will find it most interesting. I think most Detroiters have, at some point in time, been to Hog Island. It's what it used to be called, and been to Belle Isle. Also, their Friends are having a program Wednesday, February 19th. It's on the new National Historic Site at 7 o'clock. And so I would encourage you all that's something new. It's the same night as the Historical Commission meeting, but it is a program here that's something new that we're doing. And I think, I don't know if Ray was in charge of that, but Ray Manella. Anyway, it's about the new National Historic Site. So something new to find out about. And that's it. And that's all that I would have to say. Oh, one thing I want to remind you all is that we will be having, as soon as President Stirring returns, we'll be having election of officers. So if any of you are thinking about taking on an office, maybe you have a burning desire to be secretary, or what, you really would like to be president or whatever, just let us know, or let Julie know, and we can, we'll put your name in for that. And also committees. If you know the committees that you are on now, but if there's a committee you would rather be on, or you want your name added to a committee, when Mark returns, then that's something that we'll be doing also. We'll be talking about committee assignments once again. So that's all that I have. And so moving on, I guess I'll ask if anybody else has anything to add. Yes?
Just for clarification, you would want to, if you're interested in elections of officers, you will want to let our Secretary Kat Dooley know.
Okay,
Yeah,
wasn't sure.
reach out to Kat, and then she will put together the slate, and that way I can put it in the next packet for the March meeting.
Okay, we're going to have a slate.
Yes.
Woo.
Thank you.
Okay,
I'll make sure it's part of matters for board
Yeah.
action. Yep.
very good. All right, did anybody else have anything that they attended or they wanted to talk about that they attended or something they saw? No? Okay. Moving along to the treasurer's report. Member Bartlett.
Okay, the finance and treasury report is kind of light because we'll be covering most of what we've been doing in the last month in the matters for action. There is a note in here on the future approvals from the city that are coming up. Our third quarter budget amendment, we're going to be needing to discuss at the April meeting, and the fourth quarter budget amendment would be at the June meeting to wrap up the year. So if there are any questions on anything in the report?
Just for clarification, the April 14th, I believe by the time you do the year end, that will be the third quarter, and then it'll be the fourth quarter for the June meeting. So I think we'll be good otherwise. But then I went ahead and sent preliminary budgets. If there's no changes to what is approved tonight, they have it. If not, I can give them the changes.
Now, the date for the changes in information, should that be the 10th? Because our meeting is the 10th, rather than the 14th. Or that's when it's due to the city?
Yeah, that's when it's due to the city.
Okay,
Mhm.
okay,
Yep, so if there was anything, which I don't believe there will be,
okay.
and then that 9th, will be good, so.
Okay. Any questions for our treasurer? Okay, we'll discuss it further. Moving along then to our director's report.
Okay,
I know we've had some issues with weather as well as the front door, so maybe people would like to know about that, and also maybe you can explain that sometimes we have to close early so that staff can
Yeah.
Get out.
So I'll be happy to address those two
Yeah.
things. We did have a heating element that's in our vestibule that actually, it's a motor, 15-year-old, that's original to the building, that particular heating mechanism. It's not the air curtain. And the motor went this week. So that is why we've had some cooler temperatures in the last couple days in the building. The part's been put on order. We're hoping for either tomorrow or Monday that it'll be here, so that it was definitely warmer in the building today because the doors weren't opening as much. With school being closed, we had less visitors with the students, but the building was more comfortable today than it was the day before that. And then we did close early last night just because of the weather that was coming. I don't like to send our employees home in really bad, road conditions and stuff, which when I left, I stayed a little after 5 because we wanted to make sure we had some students that needed to get rides. But we started that process about 3:30, 3:45 to let everyone in the building know that we were closing at 5. And the roads were very slippery at that point. So I was glad that we were, and I appreciate, you supporting me with that so that we can close sometimes. We didn't have to close today because roads got done and we didn't obviously get the snow that I think they thought we would get. I was sharing with Trustee Burke that, I start at 5 a.m. to look at the weather and to reach out to DPW when those kind of mornings happen so that I can start gauging, will we close or do a late opening or something? And DPW this morning and my contacts there said the roads were being cleared. We only got the 4 inches and, when I was driving in, the roads were good. So we were able to open regular time and not have any issues with that at all.
I think what sometimes happens too is that people that live, especially if they're in a complex that somebody gets out and removes their snow and shovels their sidewalks and everything, they think the rest of the world
Right.
is clear. And we don't realize that a lot of our employees don't live in the city.
Right.
And our staff too. So
Yep.
I think that's something that, it's always surprising. Think, well, isn't it clear there? I know. My husband's uncle called today, and he said, I'm going to come by. And I said, well, no, he's 97. No, you shouldn't come by yet because the driveway's not shoveled. It's not? No, no. We use manpower or woman power to shovel the driveway. So I think some people just, because
Right.
theirs is shoveled, they think it's easy to get in and out. So
No,
we're
I
kind of spoiled in
appreciate
Novi with our roads. I find
We
out
are.
that when you're traveling outside of the city, even South Lyon, you
Right.
find that it takes a long time sometimes for them to get the roads cleared. That's not even the neighborhood roads, that's the main roads.
Right, we are. We're very blessed that we have the resources right in Novi to do that.
Yeah.
We also, just so you know, I'll tell you, thanks to, the security camera upgrade that we did, I'm able to look at the parking lot from home and see if our vendor has plowed the lot. Because if it wasn't done, by 7, it's usually going to take them to 9 or 10, and that would probably, delay us from opening the building. So those types of things are very helpful to have at our fingertips to check. So thank you for that.
That's great. Anything else?
Yep, just page 39, I just want to mention our March anniversaries. Yolanta Borick has been a supervisor in our support services department for 18 years. Marianne Zermulin, who has moved into the assistant director of building operations position. She's been with the building 14 years with our organization. Jean Aldrich, support services clerk, 8 years. Anna Jakubiak, who is one of our librarians, is 4 years, and Amy Birmingham, who's also a support services clerk, celebrating 3 years. So congratulations to them with March coming up. Page 40 and 40, page 40 talked about the building temps. We put that in our e-news just so that we could let the community know what was going on. I had taken a couple comments from the community members going, your staff look like they're freezing, you know, and it was more towards the staff, which I appreciated. They weren't saying they were cold, but I'm sure they were, but your staff looked cold, and so we wanted to let them know that we were aware of it and working on it. Also, we've added courtesy phone charging stations, a few of those, to the building, which has been very helpful. People are appreciating that. And then we have 2 authors coming, page 41. April, we're gearing up for April and National Library Week, and we have Tuesday, April 1st, The Enchanted Season. Lance Parrish and Tom Gage co-authored, and will be at Fox Run presenting. This is in partnership with their historical committee at Fox Run, so we're excited to be bringing that program. And then we have our Authors Live, which is $20 for a person to come to a great lunch and then hear Curtis Chin. He grew up in the Detroit metro area. His family owned a very popular and well-known Chinese restaurant in Detroit. His book is a memoir, and it's a wonderful story if you get a chance to read it. A lot of 80s Detroit history and what was going on. I truly enjoyed it, and he tells a wonderful story. He'll be presenting at Fox Run as well. And then I'm happy to entertain any questions to the rest of the report that's there, if there are any.
Anybody have anything? Comments, questions? Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. So we come to our second public comment, and I'm not going to read it all, go through that again, because no audience has arrived to come forward. So certainly if somebody comes in right away, we'll read them the information, but I don't see anyone. So moving right along to committee reports. Does anyone have a committee report? The chair have any information you would like to give about recent meeting? Policy, I know we'll hear from finance, events and marketing, anything? Strategic planning, building, okay. All right, then we'll move along to matters for library board action. Just so that the public knows, now we're going to be approving, or we're going to be actually voting on the year-end budget and the proposed budget. And just so you know that it's not that easy, we don't just usually do all of this at one meeting. There have been numerous board budget meetings, a number of meetings. We've held discussion. The Finance Committee has met. The Finance Committee has had discussion. We've had lots of opportunities to ask questions and go over all of the numbers. So what we're going to be voting on tonight is really the finale of what has happened these previous few months and everything as we were talking about the budget. And you know, just to remind people, once we show you the budget, it's a guideline for us. And there's nothing that can't be altered or changed if we need to. You know, emergencies come up. We can't always plan for things like the heater or some of the other things, but we do plan ahead for things that we know are getting older, pieces of equipment and things like that. But it seems that there's always something, a flood or, you know, some kind of outage that we're, yeah, I hate to even bring it up. I don't want to jinx this here, but, yeah, I hate to bring it up. So our first matter for board action is to approve the 2024-25 year-end budget for accounts 271 and 272 as of February 13, 2025. So I will entertain a motion to approve.
So moved.
Okay, I have a so move. I have a second.
Second.
Also, Carla? Okay, I have a motion and a second, and now discussion. And maybe Member Bartlett can enlighten us. From the finance chair of finance, you can maybe talk to us a little bit about this year end.
Oh, okay. The year end is a little bit better than what we anticipated, and we discussed a bit in our meetings. We do take a very conservative approach to our increases in taxes. Our tax base has increased a little bit higher than what we expected, and we've also discussed several times the fact that we have a higher level of investment returns. So, but we're still running a deficit, just a slight deficit.
Okay, questions, comments? Anyone? I know that we've discussed this for weeks on end here, so I'm sure that, if there's anything that anybody would like for the public to know, for our audience, well, now would be the time, but we have discussed this at length. So we have a motion and a second, and if there's no more other discussion, then I'll ask for the roll to be called.
Okay, trustee Dooley says yes. Trustee Helvangus?
Yes.
Trustee Goalapu?
Yes.
Trustee Bartlett?
Yes.
Trustee Burke?
Yes.
Trustee Crawford?
Yes.
Motion carries 6-0.
Okay. Moving on to item 2, this is the approval of the 25-26 proposed budget for accounts 271 and 272 as of February 13th, 2025. So once again, Member Bartlett, anything that you can tell us about this?
Nothing really to add. This is what we've had a couple of published board meetings regarding. The Finance Committee has met several times covering all these items. So there's, without going line by line again, it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. Anyone have anything to say? Any discussion? We're all discussed out, I guess. Okay. All right, then, please call the roll.
Okay, trustee wait.
Wait, we need to
We
move.
need we need
A motion.
support and a motion.
Duh.
Yeah.
Seems like we just
Sorry.
did that.
I'm like, wait.
A motion to support.
Move to approve the proposed budget.
Okay,
Okay.
Second.
All right, that motion.
okay.
Any other discussion? Okay, seeing none, please call the roll.
All right. Trustee Helvangus?
Yes.
Trustee Goalapu?
Yes.
Trustee Bartlett?
Yes.
Trustee Burke?
Yes.
Trustee Crawford?
Yes.
Trustee Dooley says yes. Motion passes 6-0.
Okay, and we don't have any communications and no closed sessions, so I just want to remind you that March is reading month, and there's always special things and special activities going on, so make sure that you are aware of that. And I guess I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
Move to adjourn.
Second. Support, or second? All right, any discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Adjourn. We said